So I'm Laura, and as a user experience researcher, my job is to represent the voice of our users and customers based on data, not assumptions. So hopefully this will answer Kate's question a little bit more on truth. I'm here to tell you about User Research 101, how to talk to your customers, get information from them, learn from them, and use that to improve your business. So I've got 3 quick tips. 1, talk to your customers. It sounds pretty basic, but find out who they are really. You are not your customer. You may have been your first customer, and you may love your product and use it every day, but you're getting paid to be there, and so that fundamentally changes your motivations and perspective. So you really want to speak to customers who are not involved with the company. Find out what they care about, and hopefully your customers like you, so they'll be willing to talk to you for just a very small incentive. You can give them a coupon or a discount, or buy them coffee, sit down and chat, find out what's on their minds. One thing we learned from chatting with customers a year or 2 ago was that our shoe conversion size chart was confusing, and there were some issues there. Our Australian customers were having problems figuring out what worked for them. So that was something we were able to fix and really make an easy improvement to the site. A good starting point for a conversation with your customers: are they happy with your product or service? Why or why not? Ask concrete questions about their actions and behavior. Instead of saying, "Would you shop for a dress like this?" say, "Tell me about the last time you bought a dress online." Hearing those stories about their actions in their lives will really teach you a lot. Use their language. You don't want to be speaking to them as an entrepreneur or a product manager or a developer. You want to speak to them in plain English. If your customer talks about your widget as a widget, your follow-up question should be, "Well, tell me more about using that widget." Next, ask why more than you think you should. If they say A is better than B, well, why is A better than B? Because it's easier to use. What specifically makes it easier to use? Keep asking why and dig down to the information you're really looking for. After you've finished a question and your customers finish their answer, pause, count to 5 silently, and there's a really good chance that on the beat of 4, they'll start talking again and give you more information that you would have missed if you'd asked your next question right away. So that's number 1. Number 2, watch your customers use your product, site, or service. You can learn so much from this that you wouldn't have expected. You can see how people actually use your product that differs from how you do. One thing we learned from watching customers look at reviews on our website is that they were skimming, looking for those body measurements that people share because they wanted to find someone like them. That information is so much more helpful, finding, well, someone like me said this fit this way, and so I want to know that. And we were able to go ahead and change the site and call out those body measurements on the side so people can scan and say, oh, this person's similar to me. I want to see what they had to say about that. Whether you do this in person talking to a customer or remotely with a video chat and a screen share, you can really learn from their body language whether they're having trouble with something or whether they're really excited about it. And there's some great ways to see how people are using your site. If you run across unexpected uses or hacks, those are opportunities for you. Whether it's a problem you can solve or a potential next feature, these are things you can learn from your customers. Third, get your information from multiple sources. Check your analytics if you have site usage data. That can tell you the what, and talking to your customers can follow up with the why. Talk to customer service. What are people calling about? What questions do they have? And social media. If you don't have someone on social media, you should at least see what people are talking about you about. You might see the same story reflected across multiple sources and really see a bigger picture that way and know what you want to follow up with. So as a review, 1, talk to your customers. 2, watch them use your product, site, or service. And 3, get data from multiple sources. Finally, follow up on what you've learned. Share it with your team. Do a presentation, have a conversation. Figure out what you can do next. Bring your customer problems to people who can fix them. If there's an issue with confusing language on the site, find out who can update that page. If there's a bug that people are running into, bring it to the developer who can fix that. And figure out what your next steps can be to improve the business after talking to your customers. Then talk about how great that was that you learned from your customers and were able to do something about it, and do it again. I would be thrilled to answer any of your questions and talk more about learning from your customers. What's up, Scott? Okay, I'll be over there. Thank you.